Welcome in. Welcome into my live, everybody. Mm, I hope you guys are doing well. Um, I pray that everything is going good with you, your family, your little ones, everyone that you care about. I hope that everything is going well. Okay? So, the reason that I'm doing this live right here is in regards to the very last short that's on my page. Okay? And it's just the type of download that I got from the Holy Spirit. Like what I said is not the type of thing that you can just say and you can just walk away and not explain yourself. Because one thing about me, right? I'm not confrontational. I'm really not. And I'm not judgmental either. But when I see things that are not right, for me, I have to speak on it. So I want to break down this download that I got, right? So the first sentence in it it says, the tarot card readers are falling indirectly into a hidden agenda to lead people back into the Bible. Okay? That's what I said. Now, first of all, I'm not against the Bible. But at the same time, I don't support religion. And before I move forward, I want to show y'all how much I support the Bible. But I use the Bible as a reference tool. And the thing that I'm hearing the tarot card readers, especially, I'm going to just keep it a buck, and this is not a racial issue, but like the black ones, when they get to talking and trying to put the Bible in their tarot card readings, it sounds like they are preachers. I mean, I was just looking through the lives and they are really like, if God did it for me, he'll do it for you. And I saw another one, she was reading like 4 or 5 Bible verses and like breaking it down in like a preacher type of format. And that's where the issue comes in, is because now you are borderlining teaching traditional religion, but then you're saying you're using spirituality. And the reason why this is an issue, right, is because I'm going to just be real. It's because you got everybody out here hearing a tarot card reading and thinking that the prophecies that are going out is about them. So what they do is they sit back and they try to make the prophecy true through their own ministry by revamping their ministry. And see, if the prophecy really was about you, you wouldn't have to go out here and revamp your ministry to make it look like you are the prophet from the biblical times that is being sent forth to bring forth the word. You wouldn't be out here doing it like that. Because the real ones not gonna be out here putting themselves forward. So that's one of the reasons why I'm saying they're leading people back to the Bible unknowingly. You basically teaching them how to use religion again through the Bible, but know about spirituality. And that's not what transitioning from religion to spirituality is. Now, like I was saying before, I do use the Bible. I actually have a tarot deck that I use that I created from the Bible, but it's only for that of a reference tool. Like when you hear the high priestess is saying, pray Psalms 91 for protection. Boom, that's it. But to go and start breaking it down scripture by scripture and all of this and that, I think that the ones that are doing that they are getting outside of alignment of what the tarot card reading is. Now, the second sentence that I said in the download was, the channels have turned into Bible study and Sunday services, which you all are seeing that yourself. And they're teaching the Bible, and that's cool, but that's not the way that God has intended that bridge to be. So I basically just said all of that. Okay, what else did the Most High want me to say? I know that it's adaptable. Yes, let's talk about it. This is another thing that um, how the tarot card readers are indirectly issuing in spirituality as a religion, right? Because they also will tell you as a client of tarot, right? Let's say you just a client of tarot and you new to tarot, and you'll come across some of these YouTube channels where they will literally tell you to go buy you a tarot card set and see what the cards tell you, or they'll tell you you can order it from them and order a workbook from them and you can learn how to do tarot. Time out. How many of you have experienced, okay? And I can only talk about the Holy Bible because I haven't read any other books, but take your religion and apply it to the major book in your religion. How many of you have experienced everybody in your culture picking up that book, right? And translating it on their own and going out and starting ministries, opening churches, standing on the street corner preaching, and all of this and that. Now, this is the thing with that. It cannot be that way with spirituality and being a psychic and a high priestess. Cannot. Everybody cannot be a tarot card reader. Everybody is not a psychic. Everybody is not a high priestess. I mean, that's just the truth. And it's getting too normalized. And yes, I know that tarot cards are highly available to the public in bookstores. You can order them online and things like that. If I have my way and the Most High God puts me in a position that I see, you're not going to be able to do that because this is esoteric knowledge. And I don't know how all these other psychic tarot card mediums are getting their gifts, but I got mine from abuse, tears, pain, poverty, okay, lack. All right. You want to know why I'm so patient? It's because I learned the hard way how to be that way. I learned the hard way how to be that way. So I'm very, very tender when I see everybody saying they're a tarot card reader because they're not. Now let me say this, because I'm gonna back up my short, and you can check out my latest short. It's only 1 minute on the page. And it's talking about, are you watching a tarot card reading or are you watching a Bible study lesson? You can go watch it for yourself. But let me say this right here. As far as everybody picking up tarot cards, just like you would not go to anybody's facility, synagogue, church, or group meeting that presents your culture's highest religion, known religion to you, because you might not like the way they present themselves. You might not like the way they present the message, or what have you. Maybe they're just not really fitting your culture or how you carry yourself. It's the same way with finding a tarot card reader. You don't have to listen to all of these people who claim that they have a connection with the Most High God and the divine, because they don't. Now, let me talk about this. As I was meditating on my my view of judgment, because what I am behind the scenes is very hard on myself. And I don't like to I wanted to give y'all some tarot while I was talking, but I don't like to come forth to people and really check myself and make sure that what I'm saying is correct. And when I was doing so and meditating and going over what I was getting ready to say, this is what I came up with about allowing everybody to use tarot cards, right? Now, this is going to be something that everybody can relate to. You know how they have the Ouija board, right? Okay. And the thing with the Ouija board is that it's a spirit that moves the Ouija thing around to the letters to spell out what it wants to say, right? Okay. Well, did you also take a moment to think about when you watching the Ouija board or using the Ouija board or whatever you're doing with the Ouija board that you got an option where you could have a dark or a light spirit that could be moving that Ouija board? Or did you always automatically think that it was something dark because of the way that the world presented it to you? Take that as it resonates. And I'm saying that to say that all these people running out here picking up tarot card decks, okay, and saying they have an esoteric connection, maybe they do. But who are they really connecting to? Why they want to demonize and say that the tarot card readers are connected to the devil? Some of them are. Some of them are dead ass connected to heroin entities. So when they give their messages, they're gonna give a lot of messages about the block is hot, the feds are watching, put your dope up. What the hell? What the hell? Where the hell did that come from? It's because it's you can only connect to the entity that which you are familiar with, baby girl, baby boy, and for the collective, I don't think it's nobody out here telling y'all the truth like I'm telling you right now. Some of the people that you watching on this platform right here are connected to addicted entities. They're connected to succubus spirits. That's why they talk about oh, did you get my chart checked, or we gonna use a condom when we fuck and all that shit, because that's the entity that works with that person. Those the messages they want to get out. Them are real channel messages, but who is the channeler? So what else did I say in my short to back up what I said? Let's see. The Ouija board, they can't get right, and they can't predict. Oh, this is the last thing right here. And then I'll go ahead and do some tarot. I'll do a tarot reading. So this is about the the tarot card teachers that are making it readily available to teach anybody how to do tarot. They not gonna be able to guarantee to you what spirit you are going to connect to. And if you are doing something outside of your bloodline, even reading tarot cards, you will get karma for that. That's why over here on my channel, I don't teach you how to do rituals. I don't tell you what to do. What I tell you to do is go within and check with your spirit team and see what your spirit team wants you to do for your bloodline. Because if you new here and you never heard me say it before, the reason why that is important is because the rituals that you need to clear your bloodline are for y'all, because y'all has certain trauma, abuse, neglect, and generational curses to break. You don't have the same ones that I have. We might have one or two that overlap, but we don't have the exact whole, what do they call that? Cocktail. Our cocktails are different in some type of way. So therefore, we all need different type of potions. So if I could just give you the fundamental, which is to go within and check with your spirit team, not in a religious type of way, like if God did it for me, he could do it for you, but go within and be real with yourself and see what's going on with you. That's where the healing occurs. And that's another reason why I get so tender about it, is because, like I said at the beginning of the live, they're attempting to fulfill a prophecy that they're hearing about a biblical healer coming out to the world. And certain entities want to run and project themselves as being that one. So they're going back to that which they know. And I also got the download as I was meditating over this. If it's so easy to go back to what you know, like if you say you came out of religion into spirituality, and I'm sitting here, a seer that can see beyond the veil, that you are teaching religion, have you really been freed from religion? Because it's dripping all off of you. You sound like a Southern Baptist preacher. And when I say that, I'm talking about the ones that you hear talking about, they damn near saying I'm the hands and feet of Jesus Christ. They damn near saying that with this Christ consciousness. I'm the more example of Christ consciousness. Are the hands and feet of Jesus? That's tradition. Those are different. And that's what I want you to stay away from. And that's why I'm saying I'm more of the Christ consciousness, because I'm telling you the truth. Don't fall into no tradition thinking that you saying you the hands and feet of Jesus Christ is going to keep dark magic off your ass. I don't care what your ethnicity is. Man, just like I heard this preacher, right? This a female pastor. I heard her, she got a YouTube platform, and she was preaching on the principalities. And I was like, okay, let me hear what you got, girl. Because that's one of the scriptures that I rock with, right? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, okay? But against wickedness in high places. All right, now we talking about spiritual warfare. Now you on my level. Because that wickedness in high places, you know what that is? That's the bangful magic. That's the graveyard magic. That's the death magic. Now you on my level right there. Stay right there with it. But then she went a different direction and started talking about how the tarot card readers and yada yada yada. And I'm like, what are you? You off topic. You're not in alignment. You're supposed to say, and that's why spirituality is important, because you have to understand that coming to a building and sacrificing all that you have financially is not going to free you from baneful death magic and hexes. Only a clear mind that's open and honest and willing to see that there's something going on in the heavenly realms that's mentioned in the Bible that we need to really discuss. Yeah, that'll get you a little bit further than where you think. That'll get you a little bit further than where you think. What's the message from the tarot? So I just wanted to come and back up that last short that I had put. It's the one that's got the United States map, and I'll read the short, real quick. It says the tarot card readers are falling indirectly into a hidden agenda to lead people back into the Bible. The channels I have turned into Bible studies and Sunday services where they're teaching the Bible. And that's cool, but that's not the way God intended to have the bridge from religion to spirituality. That will not be revealed at this time, for the world is not prepared. So I'm not going to tell you how it's going to be revealed, because in another told you that I secretly, quietly know that I am a trendsetter. They take my content and they remix it. So, anybody that you see going out of their way to the six of cups to the nine of wands, anybody you see intentionally going out of their way, which you have intuition, and you see them trying to maneuver themselves in a position where it look like they fulfilling a prophecy, no, it don't work like that. What's going on with this past current energy of the wounded warrior? See, to me, this is like about being a spiritualist. That's where all of my energy comes from, is because I really went through all of the battles that it took to learn how to do this. That's why you hear me. If you never been here or you heard rumors about the lady who says she don't read books, that's me. That's me. I only read what I'm led to, and it's not very much. And I do it on purpose now more than ever. When I was a child, I was one of those kids, okay, because my 50th birthday is coming up so soon. Oh my God. Anyway, I was one of those childs in second and third grade. If you remember Judy Blume books, they used to be like, what? 90 to 115 pages. And she used to roll them books out. I'm talking about Judy Blume had so many editions of third grade. We read them all that year. I could read a whole book in a. That's the type of child that I was. But now that I'm in my spirituality, when it comes to spirituality knowledge, I don't read books. I rely on my spirit team, the Holy Spirit, and the Most High God to teach me everything that I need to know. Everything that I need to know. Now, if they lead and guide me to a book, I will read it. But I'm going to be real with you, and I'm not trying to show out. I'm one of them people, I just need to read a couple paragraphs off of each chapter. I'm good because I'll get lost in it. It'll just be like, I'll never finish it. My brain will never slow down. And I just want to plead with you, just like I said, if you just coming in or you didn't hear me when I said it, take out the factor that you are a client of spirituality and looking for a spiritual practitioner and or a tarot card reading. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the fact that if you were looking for a church or a synagogue or a chapel or whatever it is that your nationality worships in, you will be picky with that. So be picky with your spiritualist too, because everybody is not gifted. This is a plea and a warning. If you know you're not called to read tarot, don't go to the bookstore and buy a tarot deck like you go to the Bible. Don't do that. Because this tarot is with esoteric knowledge, psychic knowledge, connection to the 5D realm. And I did a short on TikTok 2 years ago. I used to be on TikTok. And I was saying how that they are attempting to water down spirituality. This is another attempt to water down spirituality. And I want to say this while I'm saying this. When you picking a spiritualist to deal with, that goes for everything that represents you. If you masculine and you feel more comfortable resonating with a masculine reader, but you want a masculine reader that has a certain type of masculine look, you wait and search and find till you find that. You don't have to accept a masculine just because it's a masculine energy. If you're a divine feminine and you're looking for a divine feminine spiritual practitioner, and you may not really be drawn to the one, that may not appeal to the type of dress code that you like, wait until you find one that mirrors your dress code and your energy. Because what's going to end up happening is, excuse me, you're going to end up picking up energies that you may not need for your journey. Excuse me 1 second. And thank you for the happy almost pass. My 50th birthday, my year jubilee. You know what I'm saying? The year that everybody didn't see me making it to. That's why I'm standing strong on the fact that I know that something so big is going to happen this year. It's going to be the turning point in our journey together. You don't live 50 years and look like me and walk like me and feel like me and talk like me and been through what I've been through, going through what I'm going through, and for no reason. And again, that's why I'm so tender about my spiritual gifts, because I literally mentally died and came back. I mean, do you know, I did a reading once that said it take a lot of courage to stand alone. Do you know how much courage it take to stand alone? Don't ask, because you will lose everything from your past in order to stand alone. But if it's something that you didn't really need, is it really a loss? Okay. Most High God, give me a message for the beautiful viewers on this evening. Let's give them a message of encouragement, because they are excuse me, they are understanding the message. Okay, Most High God said He gonna give y'all a message from my Bible tarot. So listen, when I first started making my Bible tarot, right, I was basing it off of the tarot deck, and with that being the case, I made four categories, and one is called the True Spiritual Leader. Okay, and then the other one is called Spiritual Warfare, and then the third category is like stuff we worry about. Like I said, I use the Bible as a reference tool, as inspiration, but I'm not gonna come over here and be doing no traditional preaching from the Bible, trying to transform you to the Bible. It's for encouragement. And if I mess around and get introduced, because I really done slick, got introduced to a book I'm gonna have to read. I want to say it, but if I mispronounce it, y'all might laugh at me. I don't want y'all to laugh at me, but I'm gonna say it anyway, because somebody might have something encouraging to say to me. But I have been mentally introduced to the take your time, kebab, I believe it's called. It's KABILLON. It's something that, yeah, I'm supposed to be getting into. Okay, but anyway, spiritual warfare. On the spiritual warfare, prime example right here. It's in my hand right now. The spiritual warfare in my deck, it talks about the full armor of God, right? And what I did was, if you're not familiar with the King James Version, they have this story in the Bible where they relate a person dressed in armor, and each armor part having a special power to protect you on your spiritual journey. Y'all like how I broke that down? So on this card right here, I was talking about the belt of truth. You see how I got the belt of truth on there? But I didn't just leave it at that and start preaching about the belt of truth. I related it to the chakra, okay? And the chakra that it goes with is the solar plex, the belt area, the waist area, okay? And then I talk about it also covers your kidneys, your reproductive system, your digestive system. See, it's a bridge between spirituality and religion, and that's what it looks like. That's what I use the Bible for. They're not ready for me. They're not ready for me, because I relate the whole armor of God in this deck to the chakra system. Okay, let me give y'all a message. I just found my book yesterday. Oh, you're reading that book? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I have been being led to that. Yeah, I'll keep you all posted on my journey. Okay, what's the message for those viewing? This is first generation. I could make a new deck, but I just love this deck. So this came out from the spiritual warfare category. So some of you all are probably going through what you hear in tarot community, people talking about you having spiritual warfare, which is real, which in a lot of religions, they real life don't teach you on Sunday how to fight spiritual warfare. But this is from First John. First John is the name of the book in the Bible, and the chapter is the first chapter and the 9th verse. And this is talking about cleansing, shadow work. So if you are in the need or you're in the midst of shadow work, which I can understand, before I even move forward and read what I'm going to read, remember I kept saying that you're probably a client of tarot. And by that, I'm saying that you're probably not a practitioner. You need to be careful on who you allow to help you through that process. Okay. That means you probably are going through some level of shadow work. Shadow work don't mean that you sit in a corner, ashy crying, starving and lonely. Shadow work just means that you are self-reflecting on behaviors that you know are no longer good for you as a person. All right. And that's what this card right here talks about in the spiritual warfare is shadow work. And the reason this is in spiritual warfare is because literally think about it like the angel and the devil sitting on your shoulder trying to get you to make a decision. So this scripture says if we confess our sins, God is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and cleanse us from all unrighteousness. But the highlighted words are confess, forgive, and cleanse. That's something that you can take into your spirituality, especially if you have already been given permission to do cleansings. Even if you're like just mopping with salt water, you can be saying, the behavior that I had, I no longer want to have it. I'm not going to hold this over myself. I'm moving forward after this cleanse. That's what that looks like. That's why I say I use it for a reference tool. I'm not going to tell you that you got to come up to the front of the church, go to the mourner's bench. I got to pray on you until I start spitting in your face. So Most High God, I think I have driven that point into the ground. What's the message of tarot for those that are in the midst of cleansing their energy? For liking. Thank you for letting me clarify what I was saying. I know that I'm very long-winded, but hey, I like to make sure that everybody listening can understand exactly what I'm saying. So what is the message regarding shadow work at this time and cleansing? As far as cleansing goes, okay. As far as cleansing goes, okay. It looks like those little thoughts that you get in your head. I'm not going to tell you how to cleanse. I'm going to tell you to go within and ask your spirit guides to tell you how to cleanse. And I see that Andre put in the chat that he's fasting. That's because his spirit guides led him to fast. See how that works? Your spirit guides might be telling you to go on a hike, something that you enjoy doing. You know what comes when you in that energy in nature. Somebody over here, spirit guides might be telling them to buy a certain color candle, a certain brand, a certain expensive candle that they don't want to buy. But you know that yada, yada, yada. Do I need to go on? Okay. So you need to go within, check with your spirit team, and see what cleansing looks like for you. But that's one of the ways to fight through shadow work. Also, you have to have a change of mind, a change of mindset. You know, the hangman energy. You need to be careful what you take in. Just like I've been talking about, not conforming into tradition, but really standing on your bloodline spiritual principles. Yeah. Look, I just said that. Didn't I just say that? Nah, I keep telling you, I got my psychic spiritual gifts through hard MF times. It's not fate. I just said that. What's the message? Okay. So we got the Knight of Wands to the King of Wands. So somebody that is watching right now, you're going to have to go celibate for a little while. I'm not saying you got to be celibate for 3-4 years. You might not even have to be celibate for 3 months. But you're going to have to sit down for a while. And for somebody, you need to take your medicine. See, it's real basic over here because I'm going to make sure you get where you need to be at. You going through your shadow period because you keep getting STDs because you out here. You out here. And now it's the summertime and you can't go nowhere for 21 days. Shame on you. Ha, ha, ha. That's what you get. What else I got? I'm just saying. That's what came out. What else? The Wheel of Fortune. This right here is because someone is getting in preparation, okay, for better things to come. Don't think that, excuse me, thank you. Don't think that all shadow work periods are bad periods of time. All level of ascension, um, let me rephrase that. Spiritual beings of all spiritual rankings consistently go through shadow work process. So don't think that just because you're going through a shadow work process means that you are bad or in punishment or doing anything wrong. It just means that it's some things you need to work on and grow. Like I said, shadow work don't mean you in the corner crying, ashy, and dirty and hungry. Unless you this king of wands out here who will not stop slinging that dirty thing-a-ling around and won't take his medicine. And it could be two different one of y'all. It could be like what they call a YN and an UNC. Why am I talking like that? You need to stop. Y'all related? These two right here having sex with the same female. Then we gotta talk about it. Okay. Let's pull out the intuitive clue cards and talk about the uncle and the nephew that got the same STD. So which one of y'all gonna go to the doctor and get the medicine? The one that's already showing the signs. Okay. What is it? The reason why I know they're related is because it's the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. It's like the young one and the uncle. Look, been knowing somebody since they was born. And I got atonement in the reverse. The STD is not going nowhere. You know, we in 2026, which is actually my year of Jubilee. I will be 50 this year. But more important, those of you that are getting STDs, y'all got these hybrid STDs that y'all can't cure at home. And he might be from the early 2000s where, they had those old STDs you could kind of cure them at home with over-the-counter stuff. But you're going to have to go to the doctor for this one. You need a prescription medication for somebody. What else? And then I don't want to talk about them no more. Why we gotta... Y'all, excuse me while I had this personal conversation with these two family members who think it's so cute. They probably are really handsome. Look, motivated. Listen. I was just gonna say they probably are really handsome. You know what I'm saying? That be their whole motive is to meet females and then for both of them to have individual separate relationships with them. It's something that get them off. Or they under down. Nah, they not. Nah, this is an uncle and a nephew, a blood related relative. See, they both wands energy. They're related. And they play games with women and they both have sex with them. And they need to stop that. And one of them got an STD that's showing and the other one it hasn't showed. And one of y'all are on my live right now. Probably the one who the STD hasn't showed up yet, but you having sex with your nephew girlfriends or your nephews having sex with your girlfriends, whichever way y'all, I don't know if it's the person that meet her first get to say she's the girlfriend or the one that, fall real stupid for them. I don't know what a kind of little game you going through, but sir, you're going to have to give that up. That's why you going through shadow work right now. Seriously. And you don't need to get no STD. What is going on with the viewers? Okay. You know what? I had a hourglass, but it was just for I think it was for 90 seconds. Next time I do a live, I'll give y'all some free readings. I'll give y'all some 90-second hourglass free readings. And I'll read you for 90 seconds by the hourglass for them. That'd be fun. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, let me see. What else is going on with those watching? I hope you guys are doing well tonight. Yeah, y'all winning out there. I hope that my voice is soothing. It's 12:11, okay? Central Standard Time. I hope that this late night reading is soothing for you. A little bit of, drama, but most importantly, overall, giving you something that you can really apply to daily life that don't take a lot of um changes. And the reason I say it like that is because sometimes style you have to like make these big steps all at once. Sometimes it's easier when you could just kind of ease into it and have a good picture or idea of which way you're supposed to be going. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I've learned over time, over my 49 years, that it's easier for me to just work towards that goal and not really try to take so much on at once. You know what I'm saying? And then to break down the instructions in a very small way. Yeah. And you know what? So what if you 49 years old, almost like 11 months and a couple days, and you need instructions broke down to a level where instead of it being just 4, you need 8. So the F what? You want it done or not? So do it how you need to do it. And that's another thing that kind of gets to me is that thank you for everybody in the chat. I'm gonna read your comments 1 second. That's another thing that kind of gets to me is because really what I just described is that childlike energy. Hold on 1 second. Beautifully divine said, remember to stay perfectly imperfect, but nothing less than beautifully divine. That was so beautifully stated. Redo better when we have to maintain less. Man, and that to me, we do better when we have to maintain less. To me, that's a scary thought because I don't want to have to be in lack in order to be in control. I promise you, man, let's talk small numbers. I can have $300 and spend it in 3 hours. I can have $30 and keep it 3 days. No, no. Let's get it together. Like, let's get it together. So, okay, so if we want to take that analogy that you do better when you have less, okay, let's move it from being in the 3D, but being in the spiritual and how we can clean out our spiritual mind, our spiritual junk, and move around with less like that. Like I was saying with the shadow work, cleansing and getting rid of that which you don't need. Because we need our finances, baby. Because even back in the BC time, okay, like if we need to trade cattle, trade gold, trade wool, corn, whatever, you still have some form of currency. All right. And it's just that in 2026, we need money with the exception to the pennies, which I don't really want to talk about, but how you just gonna remove the pennies from the whole math system? It's more than the banks. The number one, uno, is part of our numerical system. So you want to go out here and you want to make changes like that, then be ready for the change that I'm going to come with too. What's the next message? How they going to teach the kids to do math? We might as well not even do rounding anymore, right? What? You can't force me to learn. You better be lucky that I don't have no more children to put through school that got to learn how to round. Because I'm coming straight up there to your public school and asking you how you going to try to force my child to learn how to round when we don't even got pennies in our system. And I want you to cut all those pennies off of that money worksheet too. And if I cross him out on his worksheet, you better not mark him lower on his grade. Because you know they're going to be too lazy to come up with some penny worksheets without the pennies on them. That got me heated. See, you really are at this time getting insight on the things that I sit down and talk about with my spirit guides and the Most High God. Because it's decisions like that. Like, who made this? Y'all should have texted me. I got my email in the description box. You could have asked me. But you know why it doesn't matter that they take the pennies out? What's this? The Queen of Wands. We're going to see what's up with her. Somebody in the chat, I'm going to read, coming through as the Queen of Wands energy. Or not in the chat, just on the live. But you know why it don't even really matter that they taking the pennies out? It don't really matter because the money system is all made up anyway. If you had a chance to catch one of my videos, I talk about how the EFT system is fake money. I think I got a card in here. It's called Fake Money. And when it comes out, I talk about the EFT system because I told you before, if you get your paycheck direct deposit to your bank account and then you pay all your bills online and then you go to the stores and use your debit card to pay for everything, when did you actually have some cash in your hands? So depending on how much they sent through on your direct deposit, that's your total value. That's all fake money. Because some people really do have access to go in and change your fake money numbers. They just ain't hit me up yet, though. They ain't hit me up yet. But they do have the capability to do it. That's why it don't matter if they take the pennies out. Because it's fake anyway. But what's going on with this Queen of Wands? Hey, Queen of Wands. Look. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is thinking about the King of Wands. If he's out here doing some things he's not supposed to be doing, because he got her in the Nine of Wands energy. This is actually the Queen of Wands trying to survive. Because there's something sneaky and deceptive going on behind the scenes. I hope it's not about another energy, the Queen of Cups. So I'm going to just put her over here. Maybe the Queen of Cups is actually the one that needs the shadow work and not this couple that go, they kind of do match. What's going on with this energy? Why is the Queen of Wands coming out as the Nine of Wands? She feels betrayed. Oh, that's why y'all had me lay that right there. She feels betrayed. Taking her off of her throne. Show me the Queen of Wands to the Nine of Wands. Oh, equal give and take with the Six of Pentacles coming out. I mean, and for somebody, I'm picking up like some sensual type of energy. Thank you for saying that was an interesting perspective. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Come back for more thoughts and processes of the same. But I'm picking up for somebody that's also sensual wise because the Queen of Wands is known as a beautiful, sexy, vibrant, visionary, probably type of energy that would like to have date nights and things like that to end romantically. And when you don't get that in a relationship, yeah, it make you feel some type of way. And that could be why the Queen of Cups is here. Show me the Queen of Wands, though. It's definitely got something to do with this family situation. Being confirmed by the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Where is where's the King of Wands at? Let me use this other deck. Just show me where the King of Wands is at. Because why is the Queen of Wands going through all of this? It's like giving me the energy of a princess being put up in a single family home, very nicely decorated with matching floors. Okay, that type of energy. If that's you, this is you. I'm picking up on. But you got all of that, and I'm not trying to like take away from you, but it's like you got all that, but you ain't happy. You ain't got nothing, cause he not there. That's why I had to stop and say, "Where's that?" That's true. Somebody said that's true. Okay, well, I say that to you respectfully because that's the energy I'm picking up on. Where's the King of Wands at? He better not have his ass out here with the Queen of Cups. Where's it? I swear to God, if the Queen of Cups come out in this deck, where's the King of Wands at? Where's the King of Wands at? He don't want us to know where he at. Where's the King of Wands at? We're gonna wait. We're gonna take our time. Where's the King of Wands at? Why is he not there with the Queen of Wands? Where's the King of Wands at? I got the King of Swords to the Nine of Pentacles. Out somewhere pretending like he's somebody else with somebody else. Because he's the King of Wands, but he fell out as the King of Swords. And you know what? He not only is he not with the Queen of Cups, Lord have mercy. You know what I just heard? He with the Nine of Pentacles. He don't want, no offense to the young lady that's listening, he don't want a queen. He want a Nine of Pentacles type energy. He wants somebody younger. I don't know what y'all age group is. Even if y'all 35, he wants somebody 21. That's where he at. He's somewhere else pretending to be somebody else with somebody else. Somebody said spooky. That's what's happening. Thank you for that compliment. I actually appreciate that because that let me know that I'm speaking on something that which I would not know of. Respect. So that's where the King of Wands is at. I mean, I don't think I need to tap no more into this energy. We just told all the business. He had 3 women, and he don't want the one in the 30s. Oh, shit. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. Clear that energy out, Holy Spirit. Archangels. Thank y'all so much for being here. I'm just here chilling with y'all. I have really got on, for those of you, if you are just joining, I initially got on to clarify the last short that I made about how the tarot card readers are now giving Bible study and not doing tarot card reading. You can check that out. But now we're talking about shadow work. So Queen of Wands, let's tie this into your shadow work. And then I'm going to close it out. You're going to have to confess to yourself, okay, what's going on. Whatever part you played in it, work towards forgiveness. This is not something you can do in 1 hour, okay? This is just, what do y'all be calling that when y'all get at me that? The formula. This is the formula for your shadow work. I'm going to give you the formula, but you got to go get the ingredients from your own spirit team. So you got to confess, you got to forgive, and then you got to cleanse. So no matter what you may have done wrong in the relationship, forgive yourself for that. And the things that you did right, congratulate yourself for that and grow from both of those moments. And then cleanse yourself and cleanse your energy, whatever that looks like. And it could be a long process, okay? Everybody cleansing process look different. I'm not even going to give you no suggestions because I don't want to lead nobody the wrong way. But it's going to look different for everybody. And when you do, I'll say it like this, when you do get ready to cleanse and make some real 3D changes in your life, Yeah, it might look like you actually physically leaving some people, places, and things behind. I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to say it like that. That's cool. I'm single and free. I mean, I'm single too right now. And I'm enjoying it only because I have so much work to do. And my mental space is still healing from the trauma that I've been through. But at the same time, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Who said that, Todd? I'm gonna keep it real with you. I do be slick behind the scenes practicing on how to communicate and be around a divine masculine. So what do that look like, ladies? I be flirting sometime just so I can make sure I know how to, like, communicate and say hi, because you don't want to get so wrapped up in yourself when somebody speak to you. You be like, don't talk to me. Like, bust out with your evil spirit. I can only talk and laugh about it because I went through those stages, okay? People trying to shake my hand, I'll bust out with they're saying some evil spray. Quick, you know what? I can't shake hands. So it's a process. And that's what being prepared look like. So when the time come and I actually do meet my divine masculine, I won't be so closed off and not able to say hi and hello. That's for those who are on that journey. Everybody's not, you know what I'm saying? Some people are working towards it. I don't know who this is, but one of y'all is working towards a real life hermit mode, like where you would not mind growing out all your body hair. I don't, whatever. Do you, right? That's what I'm saying. Everybody over here. What, what's the message, Holy Spirit? What's the message for those viewing? Okay. Transition, healing, moving forward. Six of Swords, air energy, water is also there. Having some type of assistance. I currently don't have anybody that um, drives for me. Okay, I've been driving myself years, years. As a single parent, I've been driving myself. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because somebody's getting ready to get chauffeured around. And that's part of the transition that's going to bring that rest and that healing. When I think about getting chauffeured around, it's making me think about like a more relaxed type of lifestyle. And it don't even have to be like on no big money type stuff. It could just be like you have a teenage child that's 16, 17 that really may know how to handle the car well, and they're going to be helping out with some of the driving and things of that nature. I'm drinking some pressed coconut water mixed with some spring water. It's really good. What about the Six of Swords? And this being chauffeured around, healing, transition. This is after the end of the shadow work. How long is the shadow work? To be honest with you, for the person that just said that, it depends on how resilient you are to learning your lesson. I mean, how many times you're gonna have to learn the lesson from the past? Look, to the moon. That's exactly what I was just saying. It depends on how many times you gotta learn. If you learn your lesson the first time, then hey, you might only have to go through it one time. But this is the thing right here. Don't forget what you learn. That's the challenge. You go through the shadow work, you go through the healing. Okay, God said, all right, bam, let them go. They can ascend, they can do a little bit, let them go. You cannot forget what you learned. So when you run back into that same energy, whatever you have overcome, you got to pass the test. Because if you don't pass the test, you're going to have to go back through the dark night of the soul. And you know what? Oh, shoot, man. I got to tell this story. I had this sneaky link that I used to mess with all the time, right? Because I'm 49. My birthday coming up soon. I'll be 50. This is my year of Jubilee, if you ain't know. But anyway, I'm just so proud of that. But I had this sneaky link. I had professional sneaky link. Okay. I'm just saying that because of my age. If you close to that age, you understand. But through my dark night of the soul and my spiritual ascension, and I'm only sharing this story because it may help somebody. I had to let my sneaky link go, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to let my sneaky link go, and we wasn't even like messing around that much. We might mess around like, okay, keep it a buck, like maybe once every 6 weeks, because we was busy, right? We were both busy people, right? So, y'all, I kept getting warnings in between our link up to stop doing it, and I didn't stop doing it, and it got to the point where it got to the point where since I wouldn't stop doing it like I was being told to, I started having losses after we would link up. Like one time, I linked up with him after I had been warned 100 damn times to stop seeing him. I linked up with him, and I actually had a setback. I don't want to say what it was. And then after that, I didn't learn my lesson, and I went back and I seen him again. And this time, something happened to my body. Not when I was with him, but I ended up having a scratch. We'll say it like that. And it had to go through like a healing process. That was a warning. Now that I'm thinking about that, did one of y'all scratch me? Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Okay, then, y'all, I went back to see him again. And I had got a piercing. And I was showing the piercing off and lost the earring and the piercing closed up. So I didn't go back no more after that. Yep, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. So you got to be careful when you get these warnings, you get these nudges, you being led to stop doing stuff. Stop doing it because when they be talking about when I'm saying they, I'm talking about tarot card readers or spiritualists. When we are saying that everybody protection look different, everybody consequences is different, it is. See, for some, it might not be a scratch. It could be like an injury that you have to go to the hospital. And what if you have to go to the hospital and use your medical insurance, and then that's a secret because you don't want a certain person to know, or it causes you to miss time after work, or your injury is so severe that you can't perform your job, all because you was with somebody that you had already been warned not to be with. See what I'm saying? And then I lost my piercing. It closed, but somebody else, it could end up, you know where I'm going with this. Everybody's spiritual protection is different. So we all have to be careful and we have to take heed because we don't know what the outcome could be. Okay? All right. I hope that helps somebody. Let's talk about something else. Let's get a different deck. But we still gonna talk about shadow work. Because that's all about shadow work. That's what those little bitty steps look like. Because you know what? Being addicted to a sneaky link, it can be like a drug. Like those relationships, like they can go on. I'm being real with y'all. In my high priestess energy, I would never come to you and be fake. Those relationships can go on for 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 years. Okay? So you have to do what you have to do when you get to a point where you really want to go through the shadow work and get yourself free. That's interesting signs. Is my car accident situation gonna be okay? Andre, you had a car accident? Why did you get in a car accident, Andre? What you mean is your car accident situation gonna be okay? You in court or something behind it? I don't know, Andre. See, you know, Andre, that's not what you're going through for something that you were supposed to be doing that you wouldn't did, that you did what you were supposed to do when you did what you were supposed to do. I turned left and hit something, but investigate now. Where was you going? Where was you going? I got my car fixed by a friend. Well, that's good. Where was you being stopped from going? Hold on, Andre. Since you want to put yourself in an energy like that, you know. I'm gonna use my people, places, and things and see what's going on with this accident. Welcome in, Kimberly. Thanks for joining us, Kimberly and Mayberry. That's a different type of name. Sorry, just curious. Oh, you fine? I'm gonna use the people, places, and things, and you don't have to apologize. You're not bothering me. I'm actually here for the collective. And I like that you didn't ask me a question about somebody else, because if you didn't know, it's against esoteric rules to pull energy on anybody besides the person that you're talking to. That you all want Andre to know about his car accident. He said he hit something. I asked him where he was going. He said he wasn't supposed to, he wasn't doing nothing bad. Andre said this didn't have nothing to do with no karma. He just want to know why he turned the corner and hit something. Did the library come out? It's a library. Books, reading nooks, research resource. What about library? Guide. Journalist within the vehicle. Wait a minute. You Andre, you trying to catch a story or something like that? You hold on. This is not what he asked us about. This is about who you are as a person. You're an intellect. Something like with the media, you do something media work. Your car is important to you. You do majority of your research. You're guiding. You also may do some type of content from your car, even if it's not posted on social media. Like you could be doing like this is an old school term, PowerPoint presentations. Leave me alone. But what's going on with him in the, with the accident that he had? So your car is very important to you. Your friend fixed it. That's good for your friend because he understands the importance of the car to you. I'm a content creator. What else y'all have for Andre at this time? Let me shuffle. Okay. What's gonna happen with his car situation? Like his car is important to his assignment that he has. He need a car with good tires. He need air and heat. He need tinted windows. He needs space for storage. He need one of them cars that's got the Wi-Fi already in it. Yep. You're gonna get a new beginning with your car. Either like if you don't get a newer car, like let's say we in 2026, let's say your car is like a 2016, maybe you'll get like a 2020. You know what I'm saying? Because the technology is different. You see what I'm saying? And the newer car you get, even though it won't be 2027, you'll have newer technology, which will make you more adaptable to move about and do the things that you need to do. It's also going to be weatherized for the area that you're in, whatever area that you live in. You don't have to put it in the chat, but I think that things are going to work out good for you. I just looked over and seen that you said the insurance company is giving you a hard time, but that's not theirs. What's up with this insurance company? I see you I see you getting a newer vehicle, like I said. Seven of Wands. They trying to hold back, but you protect it because you're going to stand up to them. Well, I don't know how it works off with the car being paid off or how much money that you're going to get. But like I said, I do see you getting a newer car than the car that you had the incident in. And the reason why, okay, is because you are using the car for your journey, for your process, excuse me, for your assignment process. You know what you're doing. What's on this one? This one says progress on the guide card. It says progress, the second word. Progress. Yeah. So whatever you get, this go without saying, but I'm saying it from my heart. Be grateful because it's going to be an upgrade. Like I said, you could be in a 2016, you may be able to upgrade to a 2020. All right. So that's what's going to happen. But it's gonna be a fight with the Seven of Wands. Just remain calm, stay tempered. Okay. Spirit say give you a couple more from the tarot. Yeah, you can ask me a question, but it has to be about yourself. It cannot be about anybody else. What's the final message for Andre in this accident situation, the insurance company? The world. Completion is going to come to an end. I don't know when, like on a day. I can't tell you the day, but what I can tell you is what I just got was with the Fool to the World. Let me tell you something, Andre. You, the type of energy that you feel yourself going through, I want to use the word cycle after cycle after cycle, but they be different cycles. And they not even so much life lessons that you have to learn. It's more so about the people that are already designated for you to run into. And in between that, you have to go out here and you got to slay these entities and these demons and these people and these thought process and all of this stuff in the way. And I'm getting all of that off of all three of these cards because you got the Fool, which is the zero, right? Which is the beginning of the major arcana. Everybody know the Fool that means cycles are starting. And then in the middle, you got the Seven of Wands, which is, yeah, protection, but it's also fighting because somebody's fighting for the protection. But then at the end, you got the last major arcana, the World, closing out cycles. That's what you're doing. You're doing cycles over and over and over. And you helping people, helping yourself, clearing out the path so somebody can walk behind you. You're doing something. I hope you don't get no Jeep. You might go out there and try to build a road in the forest. What they gonna do? What they call those vehicles? Off terrain vehicles. It's so much. I'm on a double mission. Take it one day at a time. I don't want a Jeep. Listen, I slick don't want a Jeep either unless it's like a Cherokee, because the Cherokees are nice because they're for like the city life. But like those off-road Jeeps, I mean, that is for those who like that type of, you know. lately, what is family secret everyone is keeping from me? I saw it in my mind's eye. You saw the Cherokee in your mind's eye? What is the family secret? The Toyota. Oh, really? I'm gonna look at that when I end the live. I'm gonna look at the high end one, the one that got the peanut butter seats. That's the one I'm gonna look at. Close that door, Andre. Andre, thank you for letting me help you on this part of your journey. It's been such a pleasure with you being in the chat as well. I hope that you subscribe, and I really enjoyed. I really enjoy reading your energy. And for those of you who do like pre-recorded videos, I do have some pre-recorded videos on my page. All right, so you can check those out along with shorts. Let me see if I am allowed to tell you anything about that question. Excuse me. I need to get okay. All right. I'm going to also, before I answer her question, I'm going to close out my Bible Tarot segment. On the replay, you can watch what I was saying about the Bible Tarot. And basically what this live is, I mean, it's shifted at this point, but it was initially talking about, the tarot card readers indirectly, knowingly that they being used to shift people back to the Bible, and it's a way to use the Bible, and it's a way that it's not. And I know a lot of people probably like, well, what gives her the right to say that she can say that? Well, God gives me the right to say that. God gives me the right to say that. LOL. Sorry, you don't have to apologize. Laylee, wait, lie like Lair, then Layla is how to pronounce my name. Oh, is that like Asian? You trying to? Is it Asian? It has an Asian dialect. Laylee, Layla. But anyway, I want to get the other deck. Okay, hold on, guys. You're gonna see my body on camera just a tiny bit. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna answer your question for you, okay? And see what comes out about what's the family secret. Now listen. Tell her, listen, what I'm gonna tell you is the truth, okay? I'm not gonna lie to you. You're Italian. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And it might be something that you don't know, or it could be confirmation of something that you do know. I also want to tell the people that are watching that it's not like it's somebody think this is like a psychic test or something like that. This is not a psychic test. I'm gonna tell her something that she more than likely don't know. It's this not a psychic test. This not somebody that I know that is in my chat questioning me and relinked up. I don't know who got that type of energy, but that's not what this is. And matter of fact, whoever's thinking that is somebody that got some type of sexual attraction towards me. Well, you don't have to make up lies just because you really like me. You could just go ahead and like me because you like me. Now, Archangel Michael, can you please deal with that energy? They can stay and watch if they stay quiet in the corner, because I don't want to be picking up on that energy. Okay. What I'm going to do is the intuitive clue cards, right? These are cards that I wrote down through real situations that happened in my life that helped me get out of those situations. Okay. Or in other words, these are the clues that I picked on that saved my ass in a situation. And a lot of these have to do with family secrets that were kept from me. Mm-hmm. Miss Beautifully Divine. Mm-hmm. Beautifully, I am divine. So that's why I was led to use this deck. So we're going to start with this deck, and then I'm going to clarify whatever comes out of this deck with the tarot. So I want to pronounce her name, but I don't want to keep mispronouncing it and throwing the energy off. So regarding this energy, Miss Beautifully Divine, what is the family secret that is being kept from her? What is that which I have permission to reveal at this time? Okay, so this is going to be current energy. So this is something that's currently going on within your family. It's something that's either that's haunting the family. And when I just heard it like that, like I heard it like the way they say it in the Italian movies. Driving fast, gold accessories in the reverse. Don't Italians wear a lot of gold? Why am I keep seeing this Italian? Is the Italian the mob? Is that a different ethnicity? That sound you hear is my hair beads. Gold accessories. That like gold accessories coming out in the reverse. That's like giving me the energy like the jig is up, like it's up, like it's you know what I'm saying, like sell the jury, like it's up. Driving fast, getaway. I wear gold. I'm half Italian. Am I getting in a relationship? What else is going on with this family secret? Divine downloads. Okay, so you say I am, what your name is? The Beautifully I'm Divine. Beautifully I am divine. You're getting divine downloads about this family secret. So, it's something about them gold accessories being in relation to like the plan is up, like it's up. You getting divine downloads about this secret is over with currently. What else? Not afraid of dogs. Okay. This card right here is self-explanatory. You're not afraid of dogs, nothing. Like, well, a dog bark at you, you bark back. A dog try to bite you, like you mess around, get bit, like right back for real. And that's like spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Take it how it resonates. Or in the 3D. Like, I'm not afraid of dogs. I wish a dog would try to do what anything. How you gonna let something smaller than you? What's the final message regarding driving fast, current energy? This divine download about this gold being up. Like, it could be like bars, like the old school bars of gold. What is going on with this? Arranged marriage, bedwetter, Buffalo County protector. What's this family secret? I'm also picking up with not afraid of dogs, like you personally. I'm talking directly about you. Even if your family give off this energy of even if your family give off this energy of like being like leaders, right? Like say like mob boss leaders, crime leaders. I just gotta say it how I'm saying it. Like say your family give off that energy, like they the ones not to be messed with. Like they, if people want to get something done, they get your family to come and do it and stuff like that. You're not afraid to come to your family and tell your family nothing. You don't care about your uncles, you know what I'm saying, being out here done did this, did that, they done ran with this high person, that person, they you don't care. You will stand up to your family, your uncles and them, or whoever these people are. You're standing up to them. Okay, atonement, it came out in my last read. I'm gonna rewrite that card. I don't like when my cards keep popping out like that. So I'm gonna set that over there. So I have to be sure that the message is clear. Goodwill clothing. This card right here, this has something to do. Oh, let me move these over. This has something to do with being less fortunate, not being able to have the things that you need. And that came out right next to gold accessories in the reverse. You see that exchange going from gold to goodwill? That's the family secret. That's the family secret. That they wanted you not to be in the gold accessory energy. They wanted you in the goodwill clothing energy. They wanted you in a sense of having lack. Is that the download that you've been getting? Because you know what? One thing that hard times will teach you is not to be afraid. Once you hungry and you starve, like what's being hungry again? You can at least make it as far as you made it the last time. They wanted to steal your destiny. That's a destiny swap, but we changed it. Yeah, my family last name used to be. That's absolutely true. Man, my ear. I saw something about the dog. So okay, so the dog. You not being afraid of dogs is significant as well. Hey, Brenda. I don't want no more from this. Let's go to the tarot. See, latchkey kid. Did you spend time alone? I mean, I grew up as a latchkey kid, but it was a little different because I'm talking about from age 5. I'm talking about like I used to walk home from kindergarten by myself with the house key tied to a ribbon around my neck. That was back in the day when kids like really were getting kidnapped. It was a big epidemic in northern Illinois where I'm from. So back to what's her family secret? The family secret is they wanted to keep you out of the gold accessory energy and keep you in the goodwill clothing energy. I was a twin, but I was told I died, but then they're still here, and I was switched taken for adoption. Well, I'm going to give you a couple on the tarot, and then I'm going to close this energy out. What's the message for the tarot regarding this driving past, the current energy, the divine downloads, the overall family secret? Thank you for giving us the solution to what the family secret is. Confirmation as to why she's not afraid of dogs. What's the message from the tarot? What's the message from the Tarot Most High God? Okay, so Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. What's this family message? This family secret? I got the Six of Wands. Mm-hmm. Family secret. Your downloads that you're getting, I don't know how much faith that you have, because sometimes, as we go through and we get ascended and we get different messages, it'd be hard to really digest that information. And I don't know if you really believe in your messages that you're getting, but this is confirmation that the energy we just discussed is what is actually happening. And you're actually being asked to stand up for yourself in the Knight of Swords energy, because you deserve to have the victory. It's written for you to have the victory. But standing up for yourself don't mean that you got to attack. That just means that you are aware and you're standing up for yourself, and you're not allowing the same behavior to continue to happen to you over and over and over again. That's what standing up for yourself in the Knight of Swords looks like. Don't go out there and catch no criminal charge, because you know the truth. You know the truth. You're getting the downloads, but you got to believe it. And then after you believe it, you can take action. And the action that you're being asked to take is in the Knight of Swords. So maybe because you did come into the chat and into the read at the end of us talking about shadow work. So maybe like through your shadow work, that's what you need to work on, is self-confidence. And I'm saying that respectfully. See, I said it before, if you just get here, shadow work don't look like in the corner crying, hungry, starving, and shaking. It's a process to go through to learn what you need to learn so that you can ascend to the highest level of your spiritual being exist in this lifetime. So I think that maybe you do need to look at some self-confidence as well. Um, Give me a final message on this. The sun. That'll bring you happiness. I don't know what standing up. I don't know what standing up look like for you, right? But it's something small. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you need to change your hair color or hold a business meeting or buy a new business jacket with a different haircut. But it's something small that you're going to do, and it's going to be a power move. It's going to be such a power move for you physically and spiritually. It's going to bring you a lot of joy and happiness. But before you can get to that point, you are going to have to work on your self-confidence. Okay? And that's the family secret. We already talked about it, and this is the solution. It's not going to happen in one day, but it can happen. It can happen. I'm a mom of 5. I'm pregnant. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave that right there. I hope that helps. Yeah. I hope that helps. I think everything's going to be okay. As far as you being a mom of 5, I am being led to tell you that, thank you 13 times. Oh, you're welcome. As far as being a mom of 5 and being pregnant, now, with the kids, you got to look at the kids for each individual child that it is, because each child is going to bring you different That's what I want to say. Each child is going to like bring something out different in you spiritually and give you different spiritual ascensions as they grow and move forward, because they're going to have like you know how like you're going to be able to see like way beyond more of you and each one of your kids. Like each one of your kids are going to have different spiritual gifts that come from within you, and as you grow and you teach them, and I'm not talking about like teaching them how to do rituals and stuff like that. I'm just saying the people that they're supposed to grow into to be the beings that they're supposed to be, it's going to help the whole family ascend. So be, you know, gentle with yourself and be gentle with the kids too, is what I'm trying to say. So we're going to go ahead and close out that energy. Um, Somebody else had asked me a question. Let me go back up here. It was a girl, Kimberly, Kimberly Ann Mayberry. Am I getting in a new relationship? I don't know, Kim. No, Kim want to know if she getting in a new relationship. Hey, Jamie. Mm, I don't even know if you still here in the chat, Kim, but if you talking about like, I'm gonna just be real with you. If you talking about like a sexual, you know, romantic relationship, mm-mm, mm-mm, no, not right now. Nope, nope, nope. In a relationship right now. I'm gonna just keep it a whole buck with you. Nope. Most High God Spirit Team, are we done on the live, or are we gonna talk about something else? Okay. Let's give y'all one more tarot read. I didn't realize it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I hope that's Central Standard Time. And to my stalker, okay, it's probably like 3 o'clock. But I hope that you all are doing well and that all is peaceful. I hope that, you know, I'm helping mellow things out at this period of time as you come across this live. What's the overall energy for this final tarot read? Most I got that you'd like for me to give today. Can you help me find out if the person that has been terrorizing me is going to get me, is going to get caught, please? Ooh. Jamie, somebody terrorizing you? I don't know. Oh, Jamie. 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 There is not anybody terrorizing you, Jamie. Now, why are you saying that? You don't have to do that. Listen, Jamie, if you want to talk to a psychic, you don't have to try to give a psychic test. Nobody's terrorizing you. And you know better than that anyway, because I'm going to break it all the way down. Mm-mm. I'm going to break it all the way down. Because you know good and well if somebody was terrorizing you, and if I could bring my cards out and tell you their hair description, their age, their tag, their house number, what they ate today, and everything, you could still not take this video to the police station and get anything done with it. And you know that. Now, if your ex-husband is doing something, that's a different story. We could talk about something like that, but you know that. Now, maybe you used the wrong adjective, but like, don't try to misuse psychic, you know, real psychic energies because blase, you just seen what happened. Now, okay, I said that to Jamie. Now, what about Jamie? Do y'all have a message for Jamie? Okay, they have a message for you, Jamie. I gotta get a different day. 1 second. Over here and get this other deck. Let my house shoes swishing on the floor. And I want this deck too. I got my I got my karmic energy deck. I want to see what karmic energy is in Jamie energy. I want to see what karmic energy is in Jamie energy. Who's the karmic surrounding her? Maybe when she feel like she's saying terrorizing. Because see, Jamie, I'm not trying to get on you because I don't fuss, but I just have to tell you what the Holy Spirit was telling me, okay? And like I said, I did take up for you in the middle of fussing at you saying maybe you used the wrong adjective. So let's see what karmic energy is in your energy disturbing your overall, divine peace. Yes, ma'am. No, respectfully, okay? Because I instantly went to stalking. But you could be being stalked spiritually. See, I'm still giving you the benefit of the doubt after I done spanked you. Like, look, that's my mommy energy. That's the Empress. Okay? Ooh, you got karmic friend. You gotta watch those karmic friends, man. Ooh, is it the karmic friend? Let me give this a real good shuffle. And we're gonna see what karmic energy is surrounding Jamie tonight. Happy Cinco de Mayo! If you celebrate, so we're gonna see what's trying to disturb Jamie's holiday cheer. Right? It's a holiday, right? Happy holidays. Okay, you a Pisces. Okay, that's helpful to know. Who's in Jamie's energy at this time? Daddy, you said that one of your one of your comments was something about an ex. Let's see what comes out before I say anything else. Please don't let this be her karmic friend and her baby daddy. Who's in Jamie energy? And then two fell out. Boy cousin and a wife. A boy cousin and a wife. Let's clarify. Let's clarify. Who's in Jamie energy at this time? And the reason I'm doing that is because I was talking, because I was really trying to say about the baby daddy and the female lover. That's what I was really trying to talk about, the baby daddy and the karmic friend. I think something's going on with this. But we're finna see. I'm gonna shuffle it. Because sometimes, the energy, like, it can get, people can try to tap in and throw the messages off and stuff like that. But let's see. Clarify one more time. Who is in Jamie's energy? A fake friend. I'm done. I'm not shuffling it no more. What's up with this fake friend? Let's get some tarot. This is who's terrorizing you, Jamie. A karmic fake ass friend that could possibly know your child's father. Now, how they know your child's father? Mm, I don't know. What's going on with this fake friend? Death, endings, causing. That could go a lot of ways. That could be like trying to cause death to your mental stability, because you use the word terrorizing. Maybe this person, this fake friend, okay, is doing something with your baby daddy. I've been avoid saying it for like 5 minutes. Anybody that's been on here for the past 3 minutes have seen me tiptoe around the fact that the cards keep telling me that your baby daddy and your karmic friend is doing something. That's what's terrorizing you. Show me. They want to cause an ending. That could be to your mental state, because again, you use the word terrorizing. I hate to keep bringing that up in a different format versus stalking. Like, I'm really seeing why you said it like that. The Nine of Wands in the reverse. Hold on. Was the Nine of Wands coming out in the other tarot deck too? Yeah, because I wasn't using this one. I was using that one. The Devil to the Judgment, to the Moon, to the Ace of Swords, to the ending. This is what it's about. It's about these two lovers, okay? And your intuition has been telling you what's going on. That's the judgment call on this hidden relationship that they got. So I'm just confirming what you already know. And I can only imagine how hard it is for you to accept what I'm saying, because it was hard for me to even tell you that. I don't be out here trying to tell people stuff like that. But it just kept coming out, and it just kept coming out. And it is nothing but the truth. They wanted to see you in a panic mode state, which really, once they get your mental state in a place where you cannot function because of what they're doing, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing, Jamie. Hi, hi to Chastity. Hello to Misunderstood. Misunderstood is a Pisces. What's up, Big Pisces? Hello to Jeremy. I'm a Leo. Please and thank you. You. Why you saying I'm a Leo? Please and thank you. What's that mean? What you telling me? Thank you for? Did we exchange something? Let me know. Trinisha said, hey, that name sounds familiar. Trinisha, I'm a Scorpio. Jamie, I couldn't care less if they are together. Oh, Jamie, I thought I lost you. Yes, that's what it is. So keep that same energy, Jamie. This is confirmation. Something was giving you like some type of intuitive nudge that this is what's going on. And yeah, they think that, now don't get me wrong. Okay, let's just keep it a buck. It's just me and you here. We just having a little conversation between friends. Okay. Yeah, it might rub you the wrong way sometimes when you think about it here and there, but overall it's not tearing up your daily character, messing up the whole function that you got going on during the day. And that right there in itself is a win. So that's who's terrorizing you. And again, I want to, apologize for how everything took off. But then again, I can't apologize for the Holy Spirit either. But yeah, close that door, archangels. And if you are just joining here, like, welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Hello to everybody in the chat. Jenny, thank you for sharing your gift and honesty. You're welcome. Nope, I'm here. Oh, Jamie knows already. Use your discernment. I hope so. I just want them to get caught and leave me alone. So you already knew. Hello. Hey, Ken, huh? I mean, I asked you this. You ain't got it. Is it like one of those situations where you get the proof and you take it to court and you get like a bigger payout because you got it in proof? Because if that's the case, then hey, go hard. Get your proof. You know what I'm saying? Get your cameras, get your proof, because what's wrong is wrong and what's right is right. I don't know if y'all in the military or not. Didn't the military used to give you money if you could prove that your spouse had cheated or something? This a, you know who this is. Probably one of them musty, throw that ass in a circle. Hey, I'm in a community full of snakes, and I don't really know if my family is really my family, but if they is, they've been behind a lot of stuff in this town. Tranisha, I swear your name sound familiar to me. The quiet one, that Ace of Swords out there. Jamie noticed. That's what's up. I like the collector, you know what I'm saying? Some type of insight for themselves, what I'm saying, so that you don't think that I'm here gaslighting you, because I would never do that. And you know, Tranisha, I went through a period of time too where I didn't know when if my family was my family either. And I'm still Scorpio get thrown, hella lesson. We could talk about that. I'm still trying to figure out some things about my family, but instead of just sitting back and wondering, I did take physical action in the 3D, which is one of the things that I'm about in my ministry, is taking action in the 3D. So one of the things that I did, because I'm not near my birth town at this time, I traveled back to the state that I was born in, and I went to the state vital record office. Yes, I did. And I got some vital records on my birth, and there were some things on there that didn't make sense that I had questions about. So, you know, take some action in the 3D. Don't just speculate. Don't just say stuff to mean people just to be mean. See what you can do to, help yourself along the way. Because one thing about it is evidence is a lot stronger when you got it in black and white. Okay, so let's talk about these Scorpios get thrown hella lessons. Listen, I'm not gonna feed into the whole stereotype that Scorpios are all bad and stuff like that. I have Scorpio heavy in my chart, and it is needed because of who I am. You've been on the live and how much you done heard me say and the things that I went back and forth with. But without that death, rebirth, transition type of energy, I wouldn't be able to hold the position that I'm being trained to be in. So it's imperative that people have that type of energy about themselves. And I would even go so far to say that really only the strongest can handle Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot, the strength card is the Leo, the lion. Maybe that ought to be Scorpio, because you got to be strong to go through rebirth after rebirth after rebirth after rebirth. How you think people are sin? Even those of them, I'm not going to say us, because this lifetime, what I'm getting ready to say, it do not apply to me. But even those of them who are born as wealthy ascended masters, okay? I'm talking about these kids that are born and can speak 3 languages by age 3. They can play instruments without any lessons. They learn how to swim and read, okay, at very young ages, and finish education like that. Those are ascended masters. But even the ones who are born like that, they still too, they have to learn too. They have to learn too. Can I get a reading from the spirit what they need me to know? So you're in the middle of your reading right now, Tanisha. I'm talking to you because I'm talking about genealogy. Because you were talking about you don't know that the people is in your family is really your family. So I'm tying that all together to tell you that you still have to go through a certain process to learn. Okay? That's something that's kind of tender for me because I'm learning that as well. But yeah, I'm going to give you some tarot on it too. I'm going to give you some tarot. I hope that that was encouraging. And I kind of lost my train of thought a little bit when I started talking about those ascended master children, because I see where they come into the world. See, some of us are born into karmic lives, and some of us are born into master lives. What's the message for Tanisha? She has concerns about her family. Is there anything of comfort that we could tell her at this time? Okay, so I'm being led to use the True Crime Oracle. As far as why she think the family is not really her family, why she feel like that, or what is it that you want me to tell her? Are they doing something criminal towards her? Why she want me to get this thing for her question? Sometimes she feel like her family is not her family. Yeah, I got a little deep on you. Yeah, but like when it comes to genealogy, like it gets deep. It get like that. If you really want to get an understanding. And I feel like it was something else I wanted to elaborate on. Maybe the Holy Spirit will bring it back to me. Why Tanisha feel like her family not really her family? Okay, we got landfill that popped out. Now with this, I'm just getting like it's a lot of clutter. What's up, Leo gang? What's up, Mystic Boy? What's going on with this right here? Why she feel like that? What's the energy surrounding that? A female? It's a female make you feel that way? In your family? Why she feel like her family not really her family? Oh. So do your family like put you in a position where you feel like you always by yourself? Because on my strangulation card, I got fear on here, right? And I'm picking up like they may leave you in a lot of isolated situations where I'm gonna say normal people because it wasn't normal for me. But like, you don't have somebody to call and be like, can you help me with this? Can you watch so and so? Can you pick them up from this and that? Did they try to put you out in a type of situation where you felt restricted or something like that? Because that do make you feel like don't nobody care about you. And then everybody be looking at you like, you ain't got no mama that can help you. Why she feel like her family not really her family? Love. And I kept seeing love on the pre-shuffle. But I really feel like the the love was based on restrictions. Like you got some people, y'all know the deal. Do I got to keep giving a lot of examples on what you already know? Mm-mm. Ronnie said, how are you doing? What reading are you doing? Oh, I'm doing good, Ronnie. I'm not doing those type of read. It looked like I'm turning into doing free readings. I'm just chopping it up with people in the chat and they asking me questions. So, not like in a, can I pay you to answer my question, but more like in a casual conversation type of way. We just kick back because it's really late at night. And my overall hope is that my voice is soothing. But Tanisha said, yes, they have changed ever since my dad went missing October 15th, 2025. My dad went missing too, huh? Andre, okay. Thank you, sis. Welcome, love. Um, October 15th. Yeah, moon cycle on that day. I don't know, but I ain't gonna look it up right now. But I'm sorry to hear about your dad. Mm, I'm not gonna talk about that right now. But check and see if it was a moon cycle on that day. Okay, I'm not trying to install any type of fear, but as a spiritualist that has worked with missing people energies, I've noticed before, and I don't give a fuck who listening, I'm gonna say this, that there are patterns of people becoming missing on these full moon and new moon cycles. Okay? And if you know what I'm alluding to. Anything else as to why her family money in the reverse? Is it some type of money missing or could be paid out or is being held up? I would think, I want to be careful what I say because I don't want to be offensive, but I would think if your father was missing, that means there's no payout on any insurance or something like that. You know, that could be the situation going on here. And people could be acting funny because, see, sometimes these smart comics that come up with these, I don't want to call them karmics, let's call them what they are. These dumb criminals, when they think out their criminal action, they don't think about the full plan about, oh yeah, the insurance is not going to pay on a missing person until they resolve if the person is missing or not. Can't just call them up and be like, oh yeah, he's missing. Okay, call the police. Yes, they've been hiding things from me. It's something dirty. Andre, check for a death certificate. Okay, but if he's missing, Andre, right? There's not a death certificate. And on that note, right here, timeout. I'm not being insensitive. I do have a second channel that is for order and law heads, okay? If you feel me, order and law is for order and law, the Galactic Confederation Unit. You could just put DA LaSure Lingo in the search. So this page is LaSure Lingo, and over there, I'm the DA. And over there is an all criminal channel, okay? Where we talk a lot about stuff like this. Talk about how they cannot commit a crime and get a payout on a missing person without a death certificate because you can't prove that without yada yada yada. Okay. What's this chat say? The quiet one popped back out and said, exactly, you can't collect insurance without a body. The quiet one. Listen, you know how I don't know if it's Kojic or Baptist or whatever, but when the preacher say something prophetic and then the person from the congregation pop up and be like, yeah, that's right, I confirm it. That's that energy. Ronnie said, yes, sister, I have a coworker that wants to date me, but we've been talking every now and then. And she has a coworker girlfriend that don't want us to talk. What should I do? Tanisha said, I think the police department is involved too. Well, how can you do crime if you don't have somebody to help cover up the crime? My dad been missing for a few months. I'm sorry to hear that. Andrea. Let me call you Andrea all the same name, Andrea. If the police involved, sound like it be some secret society. Listen, y'all think they be saying that the secret society is involved in politics for no reason at all? Nah, think about it. Like, really, let's be real. Let's be adults here. Isn't there a stereotype or a stigma that the more organizations and affiliations you have, the easier it is to become mayor or alderman or whatever of your city? Okay. And that includes uh, chief of police, sheriff, sergeant at arms, or all these other titles that's so important to these people. This is why your family acting funny with you, Tanisha. We're gonna go ahead and leave that there. It's just confirmation to what you already knew. Look, look, Tanisha. Side coat. Coat don't always mean now. You know, the people we like to always say, I'm gonna just say it, the Mason and Ancient Stars. A code is just a group of 3 people. You look, this card got 5 people on it. It could be 5 people in a small town that you from, okay, who felt like the value of your father was at 0 and decided to do whatever. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's how codes are formed. It don't have to be like those top 2 that people like to say. Absolutely, a brotherhood. All right, but we're just gonna go ahead and leave it there. I'm a, I'm gonna talk to Ronnie a little bit, and then I'm gonna get off here and de-escalate and go to bed, y'all. If I'm able to fall asleep, y'all kind of got my energy up high right now. But Ronnie talking about she got a coworker, Ronnie's a man. This is about a woman. Every time we have been talking every now and then, and she has a coworker, girlfriend that don't want us to talk. First of all, Cole put me in a group involved keeping secrets. Her dad passed away. Sorry for your loss. I agree. A code is a person keeping secrets. Look what happened to Nicki Minaj. Well, she got a good friend that her fingernails, so I guess that's all that matters. Tanisha said, I think she was trying to say, no, it's a group of people in this town that do got a code in this town. It's almost the whole town. Okay. And they didn't invite you to the group for a reason, and tell them thank you. Now, Ronnie, first of all, I don't like the fact that anybody can tell you who to talk to and who not to talk to. What get her the right to get mad for you talking to anybody? That's my first issue with this whole situation. Like, people really need to stay in their lane. I have a slogan. I have several of them, okay? I live my life by mantras that I make up that help me navigate through this journey. And one of them is I mind my own damn business. So if 2 people are talking, regardless of how I feel about the situation, I don't have the room, the space, or the time, the energy, or the authority to tell anybody not to be talking. Ronnie? So that's the first thing you need to do. Okay? You need to get enough self-confidence, all right, to let them know in a professional manner, because I did peep that you were talking about this being in a work setting, because you brought up the word coworker, okay? Which it is a general rule. I haven't been in a office setting in a long time, okay? But I do have a bachelor's degree in business administration with a minor in marketing. And isn't it against the rule to date coworkers? I mean, I know we're in 2026. Maybe everybody's working online. Everybody's in a remote work area. I don't know, but I don't think you're supposed to be doing that. Now, the one coworker that I was having a sexual relationship with, because I gotta keep it a buck, we worked different shifts. So it was different. We were at the same company, but it was different shifts. So I don't know, like, I don't know, like, what your situation is, Ronnie. I don't know if you're still in the chat, okay? But I think it is against the rules to talk to coworkers. That's number one, okay? So, Ronnie want to know what he should do. Ronnie, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to pull my energy on that, because what you need to do is not let other people tell you what to do. You talk to both of them if you want to. You have to make your own decisions. I just really can't help you with that. Now, if you had came and you had told me that you made a decision which one you wanted to talk to, that'd have been a different conversation. But I can't. You got to decide. This is one of my life mantras. You always got two options. First, you have to decide if you're going to let somebody else have a say so on your decision. All right, y'all. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I feel like there's somebody that want to ask me a question. You pulling on my energy. I can't get off the line. So I'm going to wait for you. These right here, this is my first tarot deck. This is my insect deck. And it's also got animals and birds. But I love this deck because when I first got into tarot, I was afraid to look at the tarot cards. That was part of the spell work that religion had put on me, that tarot cards were demonic and evil. I was so deep under a Christianity spell that I couldn't even look at tarot cards. I was afraid of them. Like, I was literally afraid of them. Jenny said, "What is your law and order account?" No, it's order and law. Because I didn't want to get, sued for name infringement. Nothing like. So it's order and law, GCU. But it'd probably be easier if you just search the channel, my handle name, which is DA Lingo, District Attorney. But the abbreviation is DA. Okay? Hey, Juan. Hola, Juan. I want to know, the quiet one. You the one had a question? I want to know, what's the future of my living situation? Okay, let's see what we can find out. I, for you, the quiet one, why do you want somebody living with you? You ain't got to answer that. Because I thought I had this deck in my hand to see if you was going to have somebody living with you. And if so, who was going to be. But this is the karmic deck. So why would I want to pull from the karmic deck? It's a karmic. Is there someone of the dark elite that has your attention that wants to try to finagle their way into your energy? General, thank you. I was wondering why. I told you I think that might be the reason. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see, because I promise you, as soon as you said that, I wanted to see. So what is it from the karmic deck regarding the quiet one's living situation? And then I'm going to use this deck too. Hello. I'm not going to mispronounce your name, but it looks like it's Zalabin. What? What you mean, what? What? What's this? Boyfriend. I don't know if you male or female. You got a boyfriend want to move in with you? That's what came out. I can't change the energy. Okay, so something about boyfriend. Okay, so that's the living situation. What's going on with this living situation for the quiet one? The fact that you're pulling from the karmic deck got me to worry. He said something about elite. Oh, I did. That got your attention. Some about a boyfriend, the quiet one. I don't know if you're male or female. You don't have to put it in the chat. It could be that energy may have desire to latch on to your living situation. You may be in a situation where you're seeking out living on your own and by yourself, but that don't change the intentions of another person that they have for you. And that could have been that energy that wanted to latch on to that situation that you currently have going on. But hold on one second, the quiet one, because I want to talk to Handpan Mermaid Music. Is that what that's saying? Really? I might like that. But yeah, I did. What I had said about the elite was it don't matter if you part of the dark elite or not. Uh-huh. I talk about the dark elite over here because I have a dark elite congregation. I have a group of subscribers, viewers that are not subscribed, people that come across my channel that are not part of the divine collective. Everybody energy that I talk to and I encounter, they're not divine earth angels out here on a sacred mission to fulfill the biblical word of the Christ consciousness of Jesus Christ. No, they not. Some of the people that I encounter are dark elite magicians who really have been gifted the power to create potions for candle magic and herbs and spices and things of that nature that I don't know about because I don't do those practices. But just because I don't do it don't mean I can't respect it. And the reason why I do respect the dark elite is because this is the group of people who actually can do magic. They just don't do it for the light. And I'm not saying they do it for the dark because they're dark and evil and out trying to do death magic. I'm referring to the ones who do the research before they make a protection candle for a woman who's saying she being abused. That's really not being abused. Those are the dark elites. The ones who know, okay, yeah, yeah, I know that I'm doing candle magic to protect somebody or to block some evil, but I'm doing it with good intentions against somebody evil. That's totally different. That's one type of practitioner. You got another type of practitioner that's of the light that don't even do that. And I'm not saying that that is bad. I'm just saying you got another practitioner that all they do is they just burn white candles. They don't write on them. They don't say nothing on them. They don't put anything in it. All they do is just light it. Now this one right here is for decoration. That's why it's not lit because I'm celebrating Memorial Day. But I'm just saying those are different levels to candle magic. Okay, let me read the chat. You said something about the elite. I wasn't. I want nothing to do with them. They so they so attracted to the light. Yes, they are, and that's why they watch my channel. But see, when they get attracted over here to my light, it get flipped on them because I end up showing them that yeah, I know you the dark elite. I see what you over here doing, and but you're not gonna harm me. And just because you dark don't mean you need to harm yourself. And then some of the ones that come over here, they actually want to go through the dark night of the soul and try to get some type of atonement. What else did chat say? Oh, I see. Okay. And then Estella said, I believe the karmics have my son with a disability holding him hostage. He is mute and they have abuse towards him. And I'm talking about the baby eating ones. I want nothing to do with them. I agree to that. Okay, so now I gotta finish talking to. Well, I told you anyway. I gotta finish telling what's the name about the living situation, the quiet one, sitting back there in the background. So I want to know what's the future of my living situation. So you got a boyfriend type situation, okay? I don't know if he has plans. That's where we were at. That he may have plans to come with you, but those don't have nothing to do with your real and actual plans. Show me this living situation for the quiet one. Show me the living situation for the quiet one. Let me get some water. Hold on one second. Okay, so that was the Six of Swords. that like wouldn't go back in, wouldn't go back in, which we know the Six of Swords about movement. So there is going to be some movement in that living situation, okay? And in that Six of Swords, I should have kept it out. I think it was only one insect on that card. So maybe for this deck, you will be moving solitarily. Let's see. You're gonna really like your new living situation. It's gonna really like match who you are aesthetically. Ooh, that's nice. You know, I had talked about before with the full energy popping out. Look, and I tried to put it back and it came back out. I had talked about before, right? If you in a situation where you have to live alone, don't don't be looking at stuff with dread. One of the things I always wanted as a child was like, because I grew up in the 70s and 80s, okay? I always wanted to have a bedroom with an ensuite because that was like a big thing back then, and I never got that. But now, as an adult, I have a bedroom with an ensuite, and when I tell you that sometimes I really spoil myself with bedroom comforter sets and matching bathroom sets and stuff like that. Like, I really do that. Okay? And I'm bringing that up to talk about like really being in love with your new space and making it aesthetically yours. And that can go for you guys as well. Like, who cares about if you want to be a gamer? If you want to be a gamer and you're finally at the stage and place where you can do it. Decorate your room. If you go get you some gaming signs and the stuff that say no girls allowed and hang up all your headphones, because you know what, the more that you can keep yourself in an overall higher vibration, the happier quality of life you're going to have. Okay, tell me more about this quiet one, about her living situation. See, yeah. Ten of Cups. When I see Ten of Cups, I instantly think about alignment, because the Ten of Cups is about full alignment, total happiness, having everything that you need, emotional fulfillment. So I think your living situation, your future living situation, it's bright, it's good, it's decorative, it's you, it looks like you. It's gonna bring you happiness with the sun. We're just gonna leave that right there. I mean, I'll be beating a dead horse to just keep on saying it over and over, the quiet one. Yeah, your new living situation, whatever that looks like, however you get there, that's it. And the boyfriend, no. I want to talk about the currents having the son disabled, and I promise you, I'm finna get off of here. Is your son still alive? Wait, you telling me that your child is kidnapped? I believe the karma's from him. I've been trying to get CPS to listen to me about this. I don't know what state you in. Close that door on the quiet one living situation. I don't know what state you in. I don't care how people feel about it, but every state don't have the same quality of CPS um, service as the next state. So trying to force CPS to do something proactive like that, it don't work like that. And I don't know, Estela Gonzalez, like, I don't know if you know a lot about the state that you're in, um, but they might not even be getting involved in stuff like that. Like, you might have to have an active CPS case in order for them to even look into that. And the quiet one said, "You're almost on the dot with my reading. I live with a couple who broke up because one of them cheated. They broke the icon living with and the new girlfriend. I'm currently in limbo where I'm at in this situation." And that's why we were talking about the quiet one. We were talking about your future living situation. So listen to me. That's why I said, no matter what it looks like, find the joy in it. Because if you are in limbo, but you end up getting, say you end up, um, say you end up renting a room in a house that has an ensuite. You see what I'm saying? So you got your own bedroom and you got your own bathroom. You have to share a kitchen or something like that. That's a come up from where you at right now. And it's furnished too, and you don't have no utilities. Say less. True about the higher vibes. Alright, mermaid music. Am I gonna sell my house? My ex crazy won't sell it. I need to know what he trying to do. He a narc. We can't talk about him. We can only talk about you. Well, your words are encouraging. Thank you. I was worried to live on my own for the first time. But you're not gonna be by yourself. Cause you got an ancestor team with you. You gotta not be afraid to acknowledge that and to work with them. They care about you way more than I do. They just, your ancestor team, okay, let's keep it a whole buck. Your ancestor team is the one who told me to give you that message. The messages I'm giving y'all in this reading, they're coming from your ancestor team. It's just that I have that connection. They love you. And I'm gonna be real with you. That's who I kick it with, my ancestor team. Return really lit. Okay. Um, criminal lawyer. She needs. Yeah, but criminal lawyers, they cost money. I left one state to another and they followed me here to my new state. I know I need to know, is he still alive? You saying you need to know if your disabled son is still alive? So, Estella, hola, buenas noches. Me hablo español. ¿Sí? Okay. So, is this a situation like you kind of like slick don't have no contact with him, and that's why you don't know? And it's because of the case that's at hand? If so, I can respect that. I just need to know that that's what this is. Who followed you, Estella? I think she was saying that CPS. She said yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. You know, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna answer your question. We're gonna use the yes and no cards, and we're gonna answer your question. But I'm gonna say this as I prep the cards. Um, sometimes when children, I don't know all your details, but sometimes when children get involved with CPS, it's for the best. I got a pre-recorded reading on my page about a child that was taken in the CPS custody, and it actually ended up saving that child's life because the child was being so heavily neglected. Okay, and it is almost 2 a.m. Yeah, after this, I really gotta get offline. But let me get this other deck, this yes or no deck. When I use this deck, I use the best 2 out of 3. And then I also read the energy that comes out with the yes or no answer. So, all right, Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, is it your will for me to give this information? I just need to know for sure. You want me to give this information on this live? There's a lot of conflict here with this child. It's almost like the conflict with this child is so thick. It's like, you ever heard the phrase belt the ass? It's that type of conflict going on. Not saying that the child is getting whooped, but this whole CPSK, it's like a battle of the authority. Like, I'm gonna prove to you that I'm right now. You gonna bow down to me and do what I say. Okay, well, we're gonna see who got the last say so in this situation. That type of energy. See, so far I got 2 no. I got 2 no. Don't answer the question. I got the 5 of swords. You see that no on there? You want me to answer this question? You want me to reveal this information on the live? No. Do you want me to reveal this information about if this child is alive or not on the live? No. This situation that you're in right now, Estella, I'm going to be real with you. This not the type of information you need on a live reading. You need to have a personal reading. You need to be behind closed doors where the information cannot be readily accessible to the public. Welcome in, Feather. Okay, I can't answer that question. All right. Is there anything else we could tell Estella though that could give her comfort at this time? Is there anything I could tell her to give her comfort at this time regarding the situation? Let's see if there's anything else for you at this time. I'm just going to keep using this deck. My heart goes out to you. I know I just want him back. I want to see him. I miss him so much. I was just saying my heart goes out to you. You know, I feel the pain. You don't know what to do. It's like your hands are tied. And then like when you don't have money, you can't get attorneys. And to be honest with you, I've never had a CPS case, right? I got 4 children. I never had a CPS case. But I know trying to work with CPS gotta be like one of the most challenging situations a person could go through. Because the thing about CPS is they want to drug test you, okay? You got to have a job and turn over your income. You got to prove where you're living at. You got to prove that the child's going to school. And I'm not saying that those things are an issue. And for most of us that are parenting school-age children, we have those things, right? But let's keep it a whole buck. Can I be real with y'all? I've been real with y'all all this time. Let's say like you like to participate in Mary Jane and you're not hurting nobody. Trying to get your child back in a situation like that just because you may use a little Mary Jane, it can create a whole upheaval. Because the CPS system don't understand that you can't function because life is so damn hard. Like it's all and that's for the people in the urban, because I just heard somebody say, so you don't want to give us smoking weed to get your child back? That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't care if it's not a drug. If you like one of those people, okay, who work too much, and the CPS caseworker is saying, well, we need you to cut back from 65 hours a week to 40 hours a week in order for your child to be released from CPS to you. But you know, if you cut those hours back, you ain't going to be able to afford that 3-bedroom, 2-story single family home that does sit on 2.5 acres that you planning on putting the in-ground pool in. Who going to pay for that? If they cut your hours so that you can make your CPS case work. It's them type of situations I'm talking about, that when you get these type of entities in your life, they really can cause an upheaval for the divine beings. That's all I'm trying to say, Estella. But what else is the message for Estella? Estella Reed gave me a feeling I wouldn't wish on someone, my supporter. And oh, that's nice. Look at y'all. Yeah. Soul Tribe energy. MJ is legal in most states. Listen. Yes, it is. And the reason why it's like that is because it was found out that it's not hurting no damn body. It's not a synthetic. Estella, at this time, you are being granted the Ace of Wands energy, which is new opportunity. And I'm not telling you to pack up and try to like start a new life without your son. What I'm telling you is to look at the situation and to savage the good out of it and create a new plan with the Ace of Wands. And I don't know why I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just going to let the message roll. Don't get pregnant if you're not already. Are you pregnant? You don't have to respond in the chat. If you're not pregnant currently, do what you need to do not to get pregnant until you get your new opportunity in a state of being settled. Now that's a warning. Because, okay, she said no. Well, be careful, because what I was just getting ready to say about getting pregnant is sometimes it can be shit, I'm gonna just keep it a buck. It can be a trap. Sometimes it could be a trap. You mess around and get pregnant with a karmic child. Okay? So be careful and be aware of that. What else is it that we need to tell Estella at this time? The Hangman. So your perception, how you see things. That's exactly what I said. To salvage what you could from the situation and take the new and create you a whole new project and move forward. And like I said, that don't mean walking away from your child, walking away from this situation. It could be looking at the situation. Is that in the reverse? It is in the reverse. See, sometimes these cards, only the Hangman, it gets me because it be in the upright when it's in the reverse. Yeah, my cards are all in the upright. Hold on, Estella. Back that up. This is the Hangman in the reverse. Delay, standstill, resistance, stalling, indecision, fear, sacrifice, lack of control, changes the message. That changes the message. I see in the chat you put you want to start an orphanage. Okay. We'll talk about that later. Right now, you're going to have to make some major sacrifices in order to get yourself in this new beginning. Okay, so let's talk about what a major sacrifice could look like. Let's break it down. It might look like you having to work 7 days a week for a couple months. It might look like you having to go on a diet. It might look like you looking for clearance food at the grocery store. I don't know what your situation is. It might you not having any contact with your child until you can get yourself in a position where you can go back and knock on that door with your head held high. But there is a major sacrifice that is being impressed upon you to do in order for you to walk into this new beginning, which your ultimate goal is, if it is the will of the Most High God, for you to be reunited with your son. Hi, Sonia. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close that here. And what I was going to say about you saying that you want to open up an orphanage, that is a very noble idea. But first, you have to learn what I'm hearing right here. Now, to everybody watching this live, this how life go full circle. Estella, as far as you want to open up an orphanage, you need to learn everything that you can learn while you go through the CPS process with your child, so that you will know how this CPS process work when you get an orphanage, because you will be getting children from the CPS process. And I'm assuming that you possibly may be bilingual. And then you have the culture issues too. Not saying issue in a bad way, but differences would be a better term to apply for the orphanage. And there'll be a lot of paperwork involved. So yeah, a dream could be a dream, but a business is still business. Sending you best wishes, Estella. I hope that I did give you some type of comfort. I know we didn't get to answer that question, but I think from one mom to another, you know the answer to that question already. I believe that we both know that all is well. Okay, you guys, it's 2:12. I'm gonna get off this live. I really enjoy being here with you. If you like my content, and you like my energy, if you're being led by your spirit team to, um, follow me, be part of my content channel and all that stuff, all that stuff, go ahead and subscribe. Um, Like I said, I got pre-recorded, I got shorts, and I'm gonna start doing more lives, okay? But I really enjoyed you all. You're welcome, Estella and Andrea and Feather and the quiet one and all of y'all that just sat in the congregation and enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? Respect to everybody. Respect to your culture. Respect to your ethnicity. Respect to your sexual orientation. Respect to your individual income status, respect to who you are as a person. Because just know, you know what I'm saying, like real talk, that success look different for everybody. So respect to you for being successful at the level that you at. Yeah, I like your energy. I like y'all's too. All right, I'm gonna go, cuz yeah, I'll be here all night with y'all. Y'all be blessed.